Hey, I got something to say. I think I've waited maybe 2 years. I'm not really sure for my next guest, for our schedules to collide. I love Lisa Brill. She's amazing. She's awesome. She's incredible. She's one of my favorite people. Tracy, you're one of my favorite people too. I'm going to wave hi. So nice dancing with you last night to Tina Turner. Woo! I love Tina. Oh, such a great influence in my life. We were dancing away to Proud Mary. I love Proud Mary. Anyhow, my next guest, I didn't even remember. I was trying to think when I met her. It was years ago at an event, Money for Teal Ribbon. And she came in for one of the special events and she spoke about Qēt. There you are. I was trying to remember what year I met you.
Oh my gosh, let me just move up a little bit. We met, so it's been 10 years since we launched Qēt, and I think it was in 2014, something like that.
Oh.
So that was us.
We were talking about powerhouses. My friend came on, and we went to a networking event, and they played Proud Mary in honor of Tina Turner last night. Next thing I know, there's scenes of me dancing on Facebook to Proud Mary.
Oh, yeah, that's the moment. They showed something in New York City, like near 30 Rock, and everybody was in the street, and there was all kinds of stuff going on, and everybody was having just doing whatever they wanted to, their favorite Tina Turner songs. It was, she's done so much for us all.
Yeah, absolute, no doubt. All right, but now we're going to talk about the powerhouse Lisa. I know.
Thank you.
I say this all the time, but you look phenomenal. You look phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you for extending this invitation. I know it seems like every handful of years we kind of have this connection, and it's just, we pick up wherever we left off, and it's really fun. And I have to say, I remember meeting you at Weston Fitness all those years ago, 9 years ago, when I came to Philadelphia. And I was with my husband, and we had one of our kids with us, and the energy and the excitement and enthusiasm, and we were all just like, ah, it was so fun.
Well, I'm glad you like it, because it could go either way. All right, so everyone who knows me well, and Lisa knows this, and I love Lisa, and I have her products. I've even had friends that bought me your products recently. Isn't that the funniest thing? And they know I'm here on down, I'm really good, but you'll be proud of me. I really do have a regime every night, even if it's late. And I'm going to give you credit, because sometimes I see you in my head, like here, Sandy, only 2 minutes. But Lisa, really? No, it's only 2 minutes. And it works, because that's, the same thing with me in journaling. I tell people it's really important, and it only takes a minute, 3 minutes, so I'd be hypocritical. All right, before we get into it, let me tell them about you. Lisa Brill is the founder, developer, and creator, which I want to talk about your name, Qēt Botanicals. Lisa's own health and wellness journey and the need for safe and clean ingredients led her down the path to develop and share the more than 50 face, hair, and body treatments. I did not know there was 50 that Qēt has today. During the last 10 years, Qēt Botanical has been a part of EWG verified and Think Dirty programs. Oh my God! And they have earned over 30 clean beauty awards. Okay. Rather than work, oh my God, with stale or mass-produced ingredients, rather than work with stale or mass-produced ingredients, they hand select each individual ingredient. I know they do. Their products are cruelty-free, vegan, and they're proudly made in small, fresh batches shortly before sharing them with the private
content. I'm so, I know this sounds so trivial, but I am so proud of you. You know, I know it's like, but every time I hear how committed you are and how passionate you are and putting something out in the world and making a livelihood, doing what you love and serving others, it just makes my whole body tingle. But before we get into that, when I asked you the one thing you wanted to tell women around the world, you said, self-care isn't vain or selfish. Self-care is necessary. All right, gorgeous. I know it's true. And by the way, I know my skin looks a little better than normal. It could be the filters. Let's just say that.
Oh, no. You know, we get asked all the time. It's like, what is the one thing that matters? What's the one thing you could do? Not talking about product, but talking about what is the doing thing? What is the thing? And it's really it's getting your mind ready and doing whatever it is you say you're going to do. If it's going to be exercise, if it's going to be changing the way you're eating, it's going to be a better sleep, whatever. And just taking, well, you know, train your brain. Just taking those few minutes to do whatever it is. And I have always, I've not had a problem with skincare in my life because I've always loved to use it. However, it's not always been good for me, and I didn't know that until much later, probably in my 30s when I started to have all kinds of things going on, different health issues, rosacea, autoimmune thyroid. I have pictures on our website of my face, and I had at one time probably over 50, 75 bumps and redness, and my nose was like red nose day bulbous, and my chin was different, and you know, all of that. And it's like, I'm using things. Why is this happening? It's such a relationship. It's our gut health. That's what we're using. But when it comes down to it, it's the simple act of self-care. So what could I have been doing better? I should have been reading my ingredients even more. Even though I was using clean ingredients, there might be like those 2 or 3 little things at the very end of the ingredient list that I would ignore. I didn't realize they could have possibly been changing my hormones, which changed everything, which changed my skin, my hair, my eyebrows, my gut, everything. So that little self-care, that it's not, some people say, I don't have time at the end of the day, or I just, you know, I've got 5 kids and they're all picking their noses. I don't have time to even blow my own. It's like, I know, it's hard. But those few minutes that we put back into ourselves, it comes back, and it's not a vain thing, and it's not a selfish thing, and it's not luxury. It's a necessity, because how we feel and how we see ourselves, and when we know that we're putting things into ourselves, we have room and energy to give back to somebody else. And that's what we love at Qēt. Oh my gosh, we're not, you know, somewhere else in another place making things and we never know what they're doing. We're using it, we're smelling it, we're making it, we're counting drops, we're stirring it. It's like a chocolate shop for your skin, and then we ship it out. And it's fresh, and it's like, this comes from in our hearts, like all the way through our feet down to the roots. I mean, it's just coming and bubbling out of us, and we love what we do, and to share it it's a gift for us. You know, we get great kudos from people, but we love to do what we do. And that's self-care in a way for us too. Not just the physical, I'm going to cleanse my face. It's like, no. When you wake up in the morning, do something fabulous or something simple or something little that makes you feel good, and the whole rest of the day is going to feel a little bit brighter and a little bit different. If we wake up grumpy and crabby, well, that's our choice, but maybe we can change that too.
Well, you know, before I met you, I wasn't, not because I wouldn't take the time, I just didn't see the importance. Like, wash my face, okay, that's a good day. I really don't wear makeup at all. But I have to tell you, it's so much ingrained in me to do those minutes before bed, but it doesn't seem like it used to, like, oh God, like that. I actually enjoy it. Like, I do sing songs, so there is that.
Yeah.
So I have a little song for, matter of fact, I should send you my little songs. You might want to put it on your website, because each little product has a song like that I sing, so I can entertain myself. And then I say, you're gorgeous, damn it. Like, I do fun, like, I love you. That's a cute wrinkle. But I also, in the morning, when I wake up and I drink coffee and tea, and when I make it, while the coffee's brewing, I do my skincare. Like, and it's still, again, a few minutes, and I have it on the shelf, and it makes me happy.
Yes. Yes.
Which, you know, that wasn't me. You know, I'm like, listen, I'm using bar soap here, and I wasn't like you. So yours was born out of necessity, which I love. You know, you were like, what the heck? And so you created this amazing product. For me, it wasn't like I had a skin issue, but I could see the difference. Dude, I could see the difference.
But you have,
and I smell it. It makes me happy.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People are like, oh no, my skin's pretty good. Maybe I don't need it. It's like, no, it's not just for sensitive skin or, you know, aged skin or dry skin or teen skin. It's for skin, you know, and it doesn't matter. Men, women, people in different parts of the world, we ship, most of our business is online, and we're lucky enough to have a beautiful place that's very creative and filled with light and filled with wonderful, make it, where we ship it, where we fulfill it, where we develop, where we come up with things. And we're kind of the result of what we've been asked for. It's like, what can I use to cleanse my face that doesn't hurt? What about wrinkles? What about acne? Yeah. What about great skin? You know, there are so many wonderful natural plants and all these lovely ingredients in the world that aren't made in a lab and manufactured, that have some made-up name with a registered trademark after it that's in our skincare that might be 15, 20, 30, 40 things in it with 3 natural ingredients. You know, that's hard. That's like having food. Like, I can't do artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners hurt my stomach and sure, babies.
I can't either. No.
So that's something that is FDA approved. It's in food. It doesn't harm everybody, but it's not good for me. It's not good for my gut, and it ends up giving me issues on my skin if I do too much of it. And I'm like, no, none of that. So why have anything artificial that I'm putting on my face to help it feel moisturized and soft and feel good? You know, it's hard.
Lisa, I get inspired every time I talk to you. Yes, about skincare, but your passion for what you do and helping others, it exudes from every ounce of your being, that you don't know this, but you motivate me to move forward in other projects I have going on that have nothing to do with skincare, that I'm like, oh my God, I got to do that. I got to serve it. All right. But they are going to literally have my head if I don't get some of these questions in. So you ready? Let's get the number, which I don't know if you can guess what the number one question, but because of my audience, drum roll please, the number one question I have from women around the world, and I'm not kidding you, how can you do this in small batches and make it still affordable for so many people? Well, because I put out your product and they looked at your website, they're like, there's something going on. How able, which is a great credit to you, not be outrageous and when I say affordable, because I know what skincare products cost, you know?
I love that question, and we get it all the time as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's great because we're full transparency with our ingredients, and you ask me a question, you ask us a question. If we have the answer, we're going to tell you. And I'll tell you why we don't have to triple our prices. We are independent, owned by me, owned by, with my family. I can't do this without, we have a whole team, support team that is with us in the studio, and then others that work remotely that are fabulous, that love this as much as we do. We don't do all this big, super heavy duty marketing. That's really, really expensive.
Yes. Yes.
That would, I love to see small brands when they're doing so many things word of mouth, which is, we're very word of mouth. We're not in all of these publications. We're not in, I get asked all the time, why aren't you in Whole Foods? Why aren't you in Sephora and Target and all of these things? We love our personal communications and sometimes very intimate conversations and emails between us and our customers. And that's what makes our doors wide open every day, our hearts open to what we're doing, the passion and everything that we put into things. And because we're independent and we are small batch, we're here in Wisconsin and we're doing things our own way. We don't have a group of investors coming in and saying, we want you to be in all. We don't have middlemen out there marking it up. We are like direct from us to you. We have a very few hand select retailers that we work with that know, hey, our products expire on the shelves. They don't have a forever shelf life. Some things in other brands are made overseas months, if not years before, brought over, put into batches, put on different names, put out there, different brands, whatever. We are like your chocolate shop down the street from, you know, in your neighborhood, but it's all skin, body, hair. We do count every single drop. We weigh things. We, you know, part of the EWG verified and Think Dirty and small business practice and green, you know, green beauty or green business. There are so many different things that we look at to make sure that our products stay clean. We do third-party testing. You know, there are things that we do as a small brand, but if we were, if we were bigger, and if we had all of these other things going on, we'd have to triple the cost because there would be so many hands in the pot.
I agree.
You know,
yeah, good point. Good point.
And we love it that we asked all the time, can we do your shipping? Can we do your fulfillment? We'll take you here. We'll do this. We'll add this. And then we can, you know, throw our products into their production line. I don't see that happening. And you know, we would rather hire people in our community that want to work here, that love the smell and love what we do and use it and do everything, and everybody wins. It's just, it's an old-fashioned organic way of doing business.
Yay! All right, I love that. Okay, next big question. And you actually mentioned it before you came on air, and the women are like, hormones. And I had several questions. Let me make sure I get it right because I'm going to condense them. Their skin was fine. Everything was fine. And then most of the women, late 40s, 50s, all hell broke loose. And they just can't seem to find products that work for them. And in addition, they're breaking out. That, you know what? That's just unfair. That's not fair. I mean, you can't be breaking out in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's just unfair.
I know. That's no fair. Hormones. Before I realized, and they found out that my thyroid was having a life of its own, it was kind of like an alien in the body, I would go through these crazy changes where I would have my body would be inflamed, my cheeks would be red, the rosacea would come up, the bumps would come, all of this, and then it would stay. And then I remember one time going to my OBGYN for my annual, and he's like, you're gonna have to come back because there's a high level of inflammation in your body. I'm like, how do you even know? But okay. And then later it was there, or it was fine. So these little hormones that our body has, so many, they call them EDCs, endocrine disrupting chemicals. If you look up EDC, it can be found not only in cosmetics and skincare, even mascara, but sometimes our cooking utensils and I mean different things around the house. And they have synthetic chemicals that react with our own hormones. And God knows our own hormones are reactive, sometimes more, other times. So all of these little, sometimes they're hidden in a fragrance. So a fragrance can be 15, 20, 30 different ingredients in one word fragrance. Phthalates are in so many ingredients that those are the things that sometimes it makes that fragrance linger longer. So, you know, you wash your clothes and you can smell it for 3 days. Well, that's really not necessarily a good thing to smell the laundry detergent for 3 days, because it might be some of these endocrine disrupting chemicals. It might be some of these phthalates. So many of these things are finding their ways into our everyday self-care products, cleansers, moisturizers, makeup, deodorant, lotions. And they just have crazy long names. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to attempt to even pronounce them. But it's something we ignore altogether completely. So in our system, I know I started to have skin changes probably not till my 30s. Then so Qēt was launched. I'm 56. Qēt was launched when I was 46 after years of going through ups and downs, and pregnancy skin, and hormones, and teen skin, and the 20s were okay, and then the 30s. Like, you know, there's a lot going on with our poor bodies. So these hormones, they naturally want to ebb and tide, and that's how our bodies work. But when we throw in something that's manufactured, or it's made from an animal or something, and it goes into our lotion or whatever we're putting on, that sometimes doesn't play well with our own bodies. So what can happen to us? Sometimes people go through hair loss. Sometimes people go through rashes. I know me personally, I had my eyebrows were coming out, my hair, it was thinning, you know, the weight loss. Yeah. All of that. So yeah, hormones are a part of a woman's life. And then later in time, you know, they start to diminish, things change a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. This is just what happens. But when we're having these synthetic ingredients and these synthetic care products that already have added things in there that are hidden, it can wreak havoc on so much. So our whole philosophy is less is better. We're not using anything that has a name that we don't recognize. Every single, I can pronounce what we use. I can't pronounce all out there. I don't want to eat the stuff. I don't want to feed my skin with it either. It's so easy, but sometimes it's so hard for people to find, you know, what they're looking for that doesn't have those things, and then to trust the brand. And I'm like, no, we do not buy anything pre-mixed, and we source every single ingredient from all over together in our small batches, and we make sure it's to our liking, or, you know, we redo it. So yeah. Oh, I'm sure you do. So you touched on one of the other questions that I get, and this is mostly for women in their 60s and above. Is there anything you can do for hair thinning? So from what I understand, it can be a big change because of our hormonal levels, but there can be things, you know, it depends on who's doing the research and the doctors and the medical things that you're reading. Sometimes they say, sure, using these things topically can change, like maybe collagen or something that's an estrogen promoting substance. Sometimes they say, sure, you can do that on physically, you know, topically, and maybe that'll change. And others say, oh no, you have to have it ingested in you for it to work. Yeah. So I've seen both sides of that. All I know is I am a fan of, well, we might be having something come out soon that is specifically for hair, for that. I've been working at it for a long time. Woo! A lot of people in COVID, a lot of people during the pandemic had extra hair loss because of stress. No secret. Yeah, I know that's a big factor. I know for sure. So I do know that there are certain, like Ayurvedic oils, botanical oils, different oils that have been used for a very long time that have had good results, and they're not made in a lab. They come from plants, and they're organic and wildcrafted. So I've been playing with a few of those, and I've been putting that on my hair before I shampoo or after, and been doing that for quite a while, and I'm liking it. So about that world versus all of the other things, you know, there's a lot of research to do out there. There are always two sides, and we don't ever give medical advice, but we do know. I agree. And the plants that we love and the oils and
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you always have said that. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice, but and I do the same thing, but this is what I know. This is what I know works. This is what I know works with me, with my clients. And that's all you can do. And I love that. But I'm thinking, how did the time go so quickly? And there's a few big questions. If we have to go over a little bit, are you okay, Lisa? Because I got to get them in, man. Here you go.
Go.
What's your opinion on Botox and filler? Because I got a lot of questions about Botox and filler, and not just from my ladies. Now, here's the thing. I just want to say to everyone, I love you all. Kumbaya. Whatever you do, you do. But they're also from young ladies that have been starting it in their 20s.
Yes, I know.
And I love them dearly. I just would love to know my friend's opinion.
Yep. So, my opinion is I know what makes me feel good. What makes me feel good is knowing all of my ingredients, they're fresh, they're safe, they're clean, they're not toxic, they're from plants, they're not lab manufactured, they're not mass produced, they're not stale. So everything that I'm drinking, eating, putting on, I like to know what it is. To be the one that I've never had any kind of I have wrinkles. I've never had Botox or injections or laser. And I know I used to have a bigger top lip than I have now, but that just happens, you know? So I just I'm not the kind of
Oh my God. Go ahead.
But I know I have a lot of friends that have all of it, and that makes them happy.
Yes.
So when I'm happy, I feel great, I feel confident, and I think I feel my best, and maybe I look my best. If I was one that wanted to have all that done, and that would make me feel happy, then, you know, it's like, if it takes somebody to do that to make them feel better, they look better in the mirror, and they don't go, oh, but they go, then do it. I'm not for it personally because of all of the things that I read too much and I see too much, and I've seen results. But I've also seen some things that didn't go great. And sometimes things are temporary and sometimes not. So I'm going to live with every little wrinkle that I've earned, you know, all the gray hair that's coming in. I'm just going to keep slathering it with botanicals, and I'm going to keep exfoliating, and I'm going to keep filling it with, you know, on the surface with real vitamins from the plants. So that's what makes me happy. And I say, if you like to eat, you know, whatever it would be, sardines with mustard, and that makes you happy, then eat those damn sardines. I personally love those. I probably still would. I just haven't had them in a long time. So, you know, it's one of those things, right? Like,
oh my God, I'm laughing because I don't do any of that stuff either, but I just had a woman at a network. She's like, Sandy, you're such a pretty lady, but man, you could look a lot better if you...
Oh, yeah.
And she meant it in the nicest way. She wasn't even being mean. We could do this, we could do that. I go, you could, but I kind of like the way I look now. Everyone was just cracking up. So to each of them. And I love the way you said it. If it makes you happy. I'm not sure, but what's happening once that stuff gets in there years down the road, you know?
I know. And so for
Might be fine. Might be fine, you know. Okay, so sunscreen. How do you feel about sunscreen? Because we had this conversation a few years ago. And believe it or not, I got questions after, and I never reached out to you. I'm so sorry.
So I think, you know, sunscreen, protection on our skin, this and this and this is all exposed every single day out there. So we need to have protection on our skin, whether it's sunscreen or not. Get something on there to help, right? So we don't even have a lotion. We do serums because we love the way a serum can penetrate and work with the skin. We have hydrating toners, we have serums that moisturize. It's 2 different ways to treat the skin. So that's a form of protection in and of itself. Then if you want to on top of that, we have natural vitamin serums. We call them serum boosts, another layer of vitamins. So we've got like invisible layers of protection. We love carrot, cranberry, and raspberry seed oil because those oils do have specific elements that help protect against photoaging from UVA, UVB, screens, lights, all of it. So we love those oils because of that. A physical sunscreen would go on last. And that is different than like our serums, our serum boosts, and all of the antioxidants and vitamins that we use have their own way of protecting from the elements, but not like a sunscreen is like it's almost like a mask, right?
I gotcha.
Rays would deflect. So I have been working still on and off for years, and I picked it back up again, a sunscreen that everybody could use. It's not specific for oily skin, dry skin, sensitive. It's going to be neutral enough. It's almost like this beautiful sun veil, like a shell, very light. It can be for any complexion, and it would go on last. I do like sunscreen, and I've used it when we do things. I have a problem with a lot of sunscreens out there because they add extra moisturizers or different things in there, and they're not right for my complexion. So our idea, and what I want to do, and we're very close, is a sunscreen that is good for any complexion because you're going to use it with your own day serum, your own vitamin serum, all of that. So it's important because things are changing, but it's also important to get sunshine, right? I love dog walking. We love to be outside. We're always walking. We're always out there, and I love the sun. And I don't mind getting sun. And I know I have friends that don't go in the sun at all, and that's okay. I have a huge hat that I wear when I'm out gardening or pulling weeds or whatever.
I do. I have I wear the oils. I break out from almost every sunscreen.
Yep.
So I just keep the oils on, and I wear when I'm gardening, because everyone's like, how are you not? Well, I have a big hat.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that.
Like a 6-8 inch. And baseball hats don't do it because
No,
they give
I have a gardening hat. No. And I love it.
Yeah. We need all that. Yeah. It's all good.
Okay. So, you don't have to answer this, but do you tell, they want to know, do you tell people, because you look damn gorgeous, do you tell people your age?
I do. I mean, I was 56 on April 1st of this year, and I started Qēt. It launched on my birthday, on my 46th birthday, and I had a lot of friends tell me, and younger friends say, don't you wish you would have done this when you were in your 30s? Well, no, because I didn't have all the skin issues and all the information gathering together, and this has just been a huge culmination for really, I think, decades of my life. When I look back, I'm like, oh, I used to make, serums and things for my hair and my face, in grade school. I don't know, whatever, I did. And it just, I think because I had the problems, it kind of led me to, oh, I'm one of these people that the ingredients really matter to me, and I can't find anybody else's product that are as clean or that they work or that I like to use, So I really don't have a problem with that because I have this thing that I say, age is just a level, and the higher the level, the more we've achieved. And, I'm at level 56, way more than I was at level 46, and way more.
I've never heard that analogy. It's a level. Okay. I leveled up. Yay!
Yeah. No, the higher the level, what the heck? We can't deny it,
Yeah.
Let's embrace it. Let's live it. Let's just stay moving. Let's just stay intentional. Let's just take care of ourselves. And it's not selfish. It is necessary.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if I have 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes at night, I've got, 14 hours of other work stuff that I'm doing. Surely I can take those little moments and bookend a day.
Come on.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. There's no, and then write in your journal. Okay, I planned it. All right, so I love you. That's all I'm going to say. I love you, Lisa. I love you to pieces. I love what you're doing in the world. You excite me. You excite me to do even other things. You make a huge difference. But before I go, where can they find you? How can they reach you? How can they get your products? They want to know every single detail.
So, if you're lucky enough to be near us in our little town in Wisconsin, we've settled ourselves in this little community that's out in the beautiful countryside. It's near Madison, near Milwaukee, Lake Geneva, these areas of the country. So you have to drive through these beautiful country roads to get there. You can always come into our location. We're in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Beautiful. We've just relocated here. We had a California location and our original location in Wisconsin we outgrew. So we combined everything and added it in this beautiful space. So happy. But most of our business from day one has always been online. So for us, it's important to feel grounded and be grounded here in our studios where we do everything. But we ship everything. The website is Qēt Botanicals, Qēt Botanicals.com. And it's a trademarked made-up name. It doesn't stand for anything except for what we do. It's just our name. So people say, "What? Like it's nothing. We've just made it up and trademarked it."
I tell people that all the time. It's because you like the way it looked and sound. That's it.
Yes, cute, sexy, curvy, wispy bang, little attitude on the end. Just needs to be very succinct and small. But yeah, our website, QēētBotanicals.com. And if we've missed anything today, and we go through and love emails, love direct messages, Instagram, Facebook, it's all Qēt Botanicals. Pinterest, we do a little bit of Pinterest on. There's only so many hours in the day, but I do love that too. But our website, and then you can always email, which is really great because usually we end up in these long conversations with customers, and email seems to be a little than direct message, but either works. And our email, just hello@QēētBotanicals.com is a great one to read. And that's on the website too. So,
Lisa, thank you. But before we go, is there anything that you want to tell the ladies and men listening around the world that we didn't get in?
I think the biggest thing is everything that we surround ourselves with, everything that we look at, everything that we read, everything that we touch, that's who we are, right?
Yeah.
So people have gone through these crazy things in the last few years, and a lot of people are realizing that all of these little things matter. So all I can say is, you know what? Damn it. Do what you love. We love good smelling things. We love things that feel good. We love things that make us feel better, look healthier. We love to eat really good food. We don't waste the time on the others. Oh my gosh. We love beautiful scenery, love the trees, spring, even winter when the snow falls, whatever. Do what you love. And when you do that, there's something that shifts on the inside that makes everything feel better and look better. And I always say, you're going to see what you're looking for. So if we're looking for, things that are not so great, we're going to find them. But if we're looking for, oh my God, the butterfly, oh, the joy, whatever, oh, the goodness, or oh, nice person, you know what? We're gonna find what we're looking for. So I just say, just keep looking for the good in the people, the good that's around you. There's so much of that. And then the rest of it can just go away, right?
That's a great note to end on, Lisa. All right, I got something to say. Lisa definitely had something to say. And don't worry, some of you said, oh, I came in late, I didn't hear everything. When we're done, I'm going to record it and put it on every platform. So whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it's there. And both Lisa and I and her team at Qēt Botanicals would really appreciate you sharing and liking it. And until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Doodles! Bye, Lisa.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.